Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your friend here, Raz's Retro, and I hope everyone is remaining retro. Today, I wanted to showcase a game that I played a long, long time ago, Fighter's History. I'm basically playing this online, and I'm doing a screen capture. This game used to make me laugh quite a bit because it would remind me of Street Fighter. Obviously, if you just look at the character select screen, you have Ryu-looking character there, Ken, Chun-Li, guys that are very similar to Zangief, Dad from Street Fighter Alpha, and so on and so forth. But aside from the fact that it looks like Street Fighter, it was actually a pretty fun game. I used to play this on the SNES, but it came out on different ports as well. Um, I don't think, and I could be wrong here, I don't think it was a big hit. It does have, I think, like a cult following, if that's the word I'm looking for, meaning that there is a specific fan base that do have an appreciation for this game. But basically, I was just thinking to myself, like, I wanted to do a video of a game, but I didn't really want to record, you know, off the screen. So I do have this emulation website that I use, and they do allow for like screen captures and whatnot. So I decided to showcase this game like that. I don't actually have access to the game, so it would either be that I do the screen capture, which you guys can see, or that essentially I basically, just recorded off the phone to the screen. And sometimes that could be tricky. With this, you get like an actual good view. Previously, if you guys remember on my channel, when I was playing games like Streets of Rage and Street Fighter, the original Street Fighter 1, I was playing that on my Xbox One. And for those that have an Xbox One, well, as you guys know, you can do screen captures from there and recording and all that good stuff. Unfortunately, it's been actually quite a while that my Xbox One isn't working, and I decided that I won't replace it or I won't get a new console for the time being. Just because, to be honest with you, I don't really need one. But I do miss the fact that when I would be playing certain games, it would be easier for me to make videos in the sense that I'll just do the screen recording from the console and then use the Xbox app to grab that recording and essentially, uh, throw out a video. But I think this is something I'm going to start doing more often. Just going back, playing some games, uh, maybe trying to talk a bit about them in terms of some memories that I have. But to be very honest with you guys, this wasn't a game that I owned. It was a game I think we rented a couple times, played it someone's house probably, might have even played it on an arcade. But it was fun. I liked it. I mean, I know we would joke about it because it looked like it was trying to copy Street Fighter. But to be fair, a lot of games during that time were trying to mimic Street Fighter. If you look at a lot of the fighting games, the game itself, I mean, plays well. It's decent. It's obviously it doesn't have the mechanic. It doesn't have the gameplay like Street Fighter does. Street Fighter is obviously more smooth. This one, it's a little slow. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's still a pretty fun game. I like the fact that it, does try to mimic itself like Street Fighter. Um, and I really like the cutscene there. The bash talking, or the trash talking rather, that the characters say. Um, I would recommend this game. I wouldn't say go out and buy it. I mean, if you want to, go ahead for sure. But I would recommend it in the sense to give it a try. Like if you have an emulation console or something like that, just to give it a try, see if it's your type of cup of tea, as they say. But it's a good game, but it's not a game where I'm going to be like, yo, you need to buy this or you need to play this right now. But I will say that it's a game that one should try. What's pretty funny about this character is he reminds me of Zangief, and I believe his name is Masteris. That's how you say it. What's funny is like he's supposed to be like this big, excuse me, giant, strong guy, but like he's literally the same size as my character. You would think they would make him taller and bigger. But anyways, um, if you guys have ever played this game or any game that's similar to this, please let me know in the comments section what sort of memories you might have had. I remember I played more Fighters History too. I don't know how many Fighter History games there are in total. I can't remember now, but I think there's quite a few. Um, I would actually like to see a crossover, maybe like Street Fighter versus Fighters History. I think that would be pretty cool, like a proper crossover. Not talking about like ones that fans make and whatnot, like an actual game. I think that would be pretty interesting. Um, in regards to the online emulation that I'm using, it's running pretty well. It's pretty good. Obviously, when it comes to emulations, as you guys know, some games run well and some, not so well. But that's just how it is, I guess. But for the most part, like when it's 16-bit or 8-bit, it should always run smoothly. Once it gets a little, higher, I could understand where the struggles can be. But sometimes I've seen it in some cases. I remember Galloway Gaming. He reviewed an emulation console. I don't recall the name, but it was really bad. Like it wasn't able to run 8 bits very well, 16 bits very well. So that was pretty interesting. But yeah, it's Tuesday here, and just I thought before I start my shifts, I will play some video games on my work computer. um, but it's actually a work lap. Well, the funny thing is, so if you guys are wondering, so I have my laptop, but what I use it for work as well. So the things that I need to do for my work, I have them installed here. Um, but it's okay. Like my work is pretty laid back and pretty cool. So I don't think they're gonna mind this. You are nothing but a slow giant. That's pretty funny because I mean, yeah, he's a muscular guy for sure, but he ain't a giant. Next we have this Vega-looking character, Jean. Ooh, he's French. Is he French Canadian or French from France? Uh, Judging by the attire, I think I'm gonna say French from France. But yeah, that's what I always found. I know I've said that before, but I've always found that funny how they would really try to mimic Street Fighter. And I think what was pretty cool, I know maybe some people in today's day and age probably wouldn't appreciate it or like it, but I found it cool that when you play these type of games, you'd have different representations of different countries, and the background stages or even the character themselves, it'd be very stereotypical of that particular country, culture, or nation. But it wasn't like a bad thing, or it wasn't seen in a bad way. I always found that cool, and it made sense, right? I mean, if I don't know, like I believe this guy is French from France, right? But like if I'm fighting him and I'm fighting him in front of a hospital, I wouldn't really feel like I'm fighting in France, right? Obviously, there's hospitals everywhere, but the point I'm just trying to get is that, like, when you're fighting somebody from a certain country, you kind of have like an image, nothing bad, of what it might look like, and I think that's what they try to hinder, right, or try to show. So I think that's pretty cool. I think nowadays, it's kind of toned down, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Like we have Samchi here, who's from Thailand, and for those that know Thailand, that's actually quite like typical, boat, water, these type of like wooden bamboo houses, and that's cool. It looks great. I mean, it's what you think of maybe when you see something like Thailand or like Sagat stage from Street Fighter, which is a very beautiful stage, by the way. So I think that's pretty cool that back in the day, stages would look a lot like the countries that they were representing. But again, maybe in today's day and age, the younger generation might not appreciate that, or they might look at it in a bad light. But it's not bad. I mean, it's just showcasing a culture. And as you guys can see there, that's a double KO. I don't know what it is with me and double KOs. Uh, Something that seems to happen often. Um, One thing, like I said about the game, if you notice, does run a little slow. I'm not talking about the emulation. I'm talking about the actual fighting. It does feel a little slow. Maybe it could be the port as well because the port that I'm using is a SNES. I think certain fighting games that are not originally Super Nintendo, if I'm not mistaken, would not run that great or wouldn't be as fast. Like I remember World Heroes when I played it on some other ports, it ran a little faster. It obviously looked and sounded better. It wasn't too bad on the SNES, but it wasn't. If you're gonna play these type of games, you gotta play it on the proper port, as they say. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to showcase this game. Basically, what I'm intending to do, and it is a bit long video, is to try to go as far as I can, and then eventually, I guess, once I lose a life, uh, you know, I'll just end it there, type of thing. At the same time, I'll give a quick mention, but there is going to be something on the community post about it, and I might even do another video this week showcasing something, and I'll probably mention it, but I'll just talk about it real quickly right now. As you guys might have recalled, I mentioned that for the challenge for the month of April, I will be basically letting you guys know what it is now. Just because I believe people will not have access to that game. So to try to see if people can get access or to give them a quick heads up type of thing. Um, there will be an official video for it, obviously after this challenge ends, the Mario Memories one, which is a great challenge and great participation coming from a lot of people, which is great to see. Before I get to that, I just want to kind of make point back to what I was talking about, like about stages. So he's American, Ray, and you're you're fighting in front of the White House, but that's like I believe that's the White House. If it isn't, then I do apologize for my ignorance. But like that's cool. Like that's what you think of, like if you're not from the US and you hear about the US back in those days, White House, military, the red, white, and blue, all that good stuff. Um, so like, I'm gonna give that same example. Like if we were fighting in front of a hospital or something, it wouldn't capture the idea that this guy is from the States, I guess. But that's cool. I like that. I actually really like this stage. Um, but getting back to what I was talking about, so the challenge essentially will be, I'm not going to give the details of the challenge, it's just going to let you know what the game is Super Double Dragon. Okay. This one I think is only on the Super Nintendo. There is another version of the game which is called Return of the Double Dragon, which is the Japanese version, but there is a bit of difference in that game. So for this one, it will be just Super Double Dragon. And initially, I wanted to do that challenge for the month of February. But because February was the month of Sean's passing, I wanted a lot of people to actually try to take part. So then that's why I decided to do the Street Fighter challenge. And I'm glad that I did that because a good amount were able to take part. However, Super Double Dragon is a game that was very important to us, so I said, okay, I need to throw that out there. So that's just a quick heads up. All the details will come after the Mario Memories Challenge. So just do watch out for that. I'll also put a community post as well about that, just to give you guys a heads up. You could also purchase the game, and I'm not telling you to purchase it, but I'm just saying you can purchase it also on the Nintendo Switch and on the PS4 and 5, I believe, or you can also just play it on an emulation console, or if you actually have the game. But if you cannot take part for whatever reason, no stress at all. Obviously, love and support is all we need. But that's why I just wanted to announce it because I know for a fact it's not a game that a lot of people have access to. Right now, if you guys noticed that was an epic ending right there. But right now, if you guys noticed, it's running a lot slower now, and that's due to the emulation. So what I'm gonna do is I'll just end the video soon. I don't think I'll just continue because if it's play like this, it's it's not gonna be fun to I guess, watch or play. So, uh, yeah, I mean, I'll just give a big thank you to everybody for all, the love and support. I appreciate you all. I appreciate the work that, all you guys are doing as well on your channels. It's a great community. We have a great thing going. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is happy. Of course, I hope everyone is remaining retro. And like I always say, life is like a game. You decide how and when to play it. All you got to do is hit the start button. Take care, eh? Cheers.